Hello, family and friends. Today we're going to be looking at what made it through the winter. We're going to be looking at some drought tolerant plants, ones that can make it through the heat. We're going to do a couple of beds and some maintenance, some before and afters, and we're going to be taking a look at a couple more beds and some plants that we'll be using in the future. Hope you enjoy. Yes, the petunias are pink and pretty, but sometimes it's hard to pull out the plants that are already in there, but that's what happened today. And we put those in some pots and set them in the bed for our friends. These petunias are beautiful. Just a little bit of maintenance, plucking off a few petals here and there, and water them twice a week. When dried, average size is 10 to 15 for height, 10 to 12 width. Space them 8 to 10 inches apart. And they are sturdy plants down to 32 degrees, which is freezing. And fertilize them monthly. An easy plant to take care of. Just the main thing is the watering, and they pretty much take care of themselves. We fertilize ours um, once or twice a month. They seem like they're growing slow. We'll add a little fertilizer every 2 weeks. Now, these geraniums up on this pedestal here are close in color. That wasn't even planned because our friend had already had that one. When we walked up, we were like, wow, great minds think alike. We have the pink petunias, the white ones out here, and everything seems to be doing well. So we step back and look. Later on, these white and red pansies will be coming out. Now, this geranium here, when we watered this, I watered it till water was coming out of the bottom of the pot, and then just poured off the drain, uh, the water catch saucer, whatever that thing's called, the drip pan. Now, these will be trailing over the front. Last year we used the super petunias. These are just some pink petunias that we have. And whoops, more pansies have to come out. See, even though they look good, they only have a couple more weeks of longevity. And we have some holes here. I'm going to go with 3 holes across the front. There's only 2 for right now until I get some more petunias. But we're going with these hanging baskets. For one reason, they kind of puff up so that the height difference is not so drastic with the height of the flowers. And we put in some shake and feed and planted those. And in the middle, we have 3 vincas here. We're going to be taking up some of these vincas. We have 3, well, a vinca and 2 pansies. Now, the pansies are about to burn out, so I'm just going to move 2 of the vincas to that other end of this bed and the third one across the sidewalk. So, as we look here, I see that there's another spot to put a petunia in to get that nice and full across the bed. And in the middle here, we put those 2. So I need one more in the middle, and on the very tip up here, we're going to leave that the same because it's a small space, and those vincas should fill that right on out. That third vinca on the end here. So as I look at it from this angle, it looks really good. There's a little space that needs to be filled in the middle, but that's not bad. And on this end, those will get bigger. The vincas will get bigger, and this bed will be finished. Just a few weeds in there and just a sprinkle of mulch, and she's ready to go. Now, these petunias, we're going to be using these somewhere else. And wow, they look good. There's a nice color, goes with good contrast with yellow or either white. And As far as the eye can see, we have flowers. The flowers are coming into the nurseries, and we get to walk around and just see all these beautiful flowers and decide what we want to use. Got some marigolds over there. Mosquitoes cannot stand marigolds. We're looking at different pots for our pot arrangement ideas. Now, when we first put these in, we want to really soak everything down and the surrounding areas, because the dry soil will just pull the water right out of these pots, right out of the root balls of these plants when we plant them. And we just want to make sure that everything is fully hydrated. I know. Now, these pansies will be coming out, because as we go in close and look at these stems, see how the stems are yellowing and the pansies look tired. They don't have that pizzazz that they used to have, and we're going to put in something that can handle the heat. The dianthus are blooming, and there's a few that need to be deadheaded so they can push out another flush of blooms. And we have some geraniums on standby. We'll be putting those around the tree. This bed here is, it's gonna be beautiful. It's kind of formal. I don't want to say symmetric, but it's balanced, and it's going to be full of color. And we're gonna flood this bed out. So we went with the geraniums around the tree and the white vincas. Gonna pull a few weeds and go ahead and get all of these plants installed. Look at the glossy leaves on the vincas. They can handle the heat also. Got everything pulled up, and gonna go with some shake and feed in each hole. That'll give them the nutrients that they need in 3 parts. We have nutrients for the blooms to keep them nice and green, and nutrients for the roots. Filled this bed out and ran vincas across the front of the bed. And look at this. She's going to soak everything down, get everything hydrated. Got to put one more in that space. Now, on the really, really hot days, which I don't advise planting on super hot days, but if you do, I usually just fill the hole up with water that I'm where I'm going to install the plant. But I don't advise transplanting on super hot days. Now, this pots here, we're going to, wow, okay, the creeping Jenny has gotten longer, and everything still looks good. But we need a centerpiece. You know what? I know exactly what to put in there. I'm going to go with the geraniums and remind you how long these petunias got last year. Look at that. These are the Pretty Grand White, and they are excellent for trailing over the side. And I'm going to snatch out that one pansy that was in there. And these petunias here, I'm going to space those out and make room for this geranium. Couple scoops ought to do it. And it's in. We tried something different for a centerpiece this year. We usually use quarter lines and evergreens for height in the middle. This time we went with the geranium because it'll give us height and color too at the same time. These geraniums are continuing to bloom. Look at that. Look at all those buds about to open. Love them. Creeping Jenny hanging over for the trailing effect. And see, on these pots, we'll have Creeping Jenny trailing on one side and petunias on the other. Nice entrance. These slim pots are beautiful for trailing. Then we have a small one on the table. We'll have to keep an eye on that so that it doesn't just completely cover the table. Got our geraniums in tight around the tree because they're the tallest, and then step down with the plants that don't get as tall, which are the vincas. Now across the street, we have the vincas in here, the orchid vincas, and some pansies from last year. And we decided that we're not going to be in this area anytime soon. And we know that these pansies had a couple more weeks, but we're just going to go ahead and take them out. One last look at the majestic giant. Look at that. It is a nice contrast, though, but they have to go because their season is over. Gonna go with these Vicas because they can handle the heat. And if you forget the water, you're still okay. They're forgiving plants, and they provide that glossy leaf along with the color. No matter what color you get a nice glossy leaf. And each one of these holes will get some. Oh, excuse me, Janice. You're still pulling stuff out. She's still pulling out roots, and I'm dropping shaker feed in. Well, here we go. We're going to start dropping them, and we're going to space them out evenly along this sidewalk here. And we're going to scratch a edge along the bottom. See, because on this bed, one side is higher than the other, and the water, we'll be able to catch the water when we edge it out like that on both sides. And as you water, it will hold it and direct it to the plant. Now in this bed, we have some pansies from last year, and I had already started spacing out the vincas. But once we decided the pansies are gone, I mean, it's a sad thing, but they have to go. And, we won't be back for a while, so bye-bye pansies. Going in with the vincas, we have two shades of pink and the white. Look at that. So this is going to be our spring and summer bed for our friends. They're really going to be surprised. I'm going to go in and get everything watered. This side has been watered too. And it's ready to go. So as we step back and look across, we have that cohesion of colors with the pinks and the white. We got the fountain grass along the border. Beautiful. Let's go in close and take a look. We got the pink with that glossy leaf, the orchid color with the white center, and the white. Stepping back to look at it again. The soil has been amended. And look at that pink. That's a better leaf, the better petal from the first one that I showed you that was kind of beat up. But hey, you get a damaged petal, damaged flower here and there. But for the most part, these are going to be nice. Definitely going to be doing updates on this bed because it's going to be flooded with color. Just have to make sure it stays hydrated. We're going to check the sprinklers and make sure we have full coverage. And some of the flowers on the opposite side of that tree may have to be hand watered. Our Thailand giants. We have the Thailand giant update. And I like looking at the swirls between the veins on these leaves. They're getting huge. These are growing so fast. When we look at our other elephant ears, we're wondering what's taking the other ones so long. But these are growing faster than usual. See, this leaf here is a little bigger than my hand. Um, we're going to be doing updates on these, and there's going to be a lot of updates because these things grow fast, and you're going to be amazed. And the next thing we're going to do is put some fertilizer around those, preferably some soil called black cow. Let me know if you have orange azaleas in your garden, and what are you doing to keep them pretty?